Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee Books and Rain. I'm Rachel and I have my coffee, although it is getting to be a bit room temperature and I am about to need a refill. But we are going to be reviewing Deadly Animals by Marie Tierney today, and I wanted to just go ahead and dive in as I almost forgot as I was sitting here recording, because November is it's not as full as October was, but it is a pretty full month when it comes to books. As of right now, I think I have counted 15 books, which is quite a few, but it's not as many as I had last month because I think, in all honesty, I can record 16 episodes this month, which means I need one more book. But I do have one I picked up while my mom was here called The Apprentice to the Villain, which is the sequel to The Assistant to the Villain. And so I may be doing this one later this month because the first one was so funny. So I might be doing this one as my 16th book. I am going to take a couple days off of work around Thanksgiving, and that'll probably be like that Wednesday and that Friday, which will give me like a 5-day weekend: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yep, that will give me 5 days in order to just really do a ton of great reading. I will sit at my mom's house and I will cuddle down with my puppies and I will just consume books, because my mom works retail, so she will definitely be working Black Friday. And then I will probably drive back to Huntsville probably Sunday morning. But anyway, I will spend as much time with her as I possibly can during that time, and I will just get out of my space for a little while because sometimes it's just nice to get out of my space. But we are talking about Deadly Animals by Maria Tierney, and it was actually so incredibly good. Like, I am not surprised that this book has 4.1 stars on Goodreads right now. I would actually go ahead and give it at least 4.5 stars personally. I love a good murder mystery with a pretty sassy kind of protagonist, and Ava, the kind of 14-year-old female protagonist, is very, very smart, but almost too smart in a lot of different ways, which is kind of gets her into trouble a little bit as well. So let's dive into the summary and then we'll kind of go from there. Finding a dead body is not normal, but Ava is not a normal teenager. In this chilling debut mystery, only the obsessive spirit of youth can save a sleepy town from the savagery within. 14-year-old Ava Bonnie is unlike other children. She has an obsessive interest in the rate at which dead animals decompose. The motorway she lives by regularly offers up roadkill, and in the middle of the night, Ava likes nothing more than to pull her latest discovery into her roadside den and record her findings. One night, she stumbles across the body of her classmate Mickey Grant, and fearing that her secret ritual could be revealed, she makes an anonymous phone call, and when Detective Seth Delaney is given the case, Ava won't step back, not when teenagers in her sleepy South Birmingham town are going missing. How hard can it be to track a killer? Maria Tierney's debut, Deadly Animals, is a beautiful novel about a small community's descent into devastation, desperation, and the bravery of youth in the face of darkness. This book is expected publication November 12th of 2024. It has approximately 368 pages in the hardback, and I was granted an audiobook version from NetGalley, and it was approximately 12 hours long. It is considered mystery, thriller, horror, falls into fiction, and crime and young adult. Now, I will say, falling into both mystery, horror, and crime and young adult is, like, when I think of young adult and crime, I think of like Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys and things of that nature. This is not, I guess, that PC. This is not that people friendly. This has a little bit more grit to it. This has a little bit more I would say if a parent was going to let a young adult, like, kind of just be aware, kind of look at it and maybe just kind of vet it. If you're going to let someone under the age of 15 maybe read it, um, it's not too bad. There's not like a lot of body horror or anything like that in it, but there are some references to some things that could be a bit disturbing for younger minds. And I personally really enjoyed some of the more forensical aspects of it. Forensical, I don't even know if that's a true word, but the forensic aspects of some of it, because Ava, the 14-year-old, has a very forensic focused mind. I like how laser focused her mind is with regards to those sorts of things. However, I know not all 14-year-olds can cope with that sorts of thing. And there are some animal deaths in this book as well, which can be very upsetting to some people as well. They were for me, and I like there were some puppies, not youthful puppies, but there was some small dogs that passed in the book, and I have some small dogs, so that was kind of heart wrenching for me at some points. So just kind of be aware that there are some things that are a little hard, and most of the victims in this book are children. So with all of that being said, just want to let you know that there are a couple trigger warnings if these are some things and these are some topics that can be hard for you to read. Um, Otherwise, like, let's dive into my thoughts. But overall, I really love a good crime mystery. I love a good mystery to solve. And we start off, like she said, with the passing or the death of Mickey Grant. And this particular kid is not very well thought of in the community. He has been a kid who just, like, he spits at people. And he was kind of a hooligan. He stole things from some stores. So just kind of a little turd. So as the detectives are going around town kind of interviewing people about who could have done it, why people would have done it, all these sorts of things, there's actually a fairly large pool of people who could have had some motive with regards to maybe not wanting Mickey around. And so that's kind of surprise number one. Sorry, one of my puppies, like, I was looking around my little screen that I have here. He was sitting up, so I was just checking on him. Um, so that's kind of a bit of a surprise number one. Well, then we get victim number two, who is this little boy who's about 6. And this little boy is much different than Mickey. This little boy seems much more innocent, much more passive and friendly, seems much less of a hooligan. So this is when things are really starting to kind of snowball, and that's when the community is really getting nervous, because if it can take, like, all these individuals are, and you know, and it they really interview a lot of people, and they just don't have a lot of leads. And the leads actually come from Ava herself, as she is looking at the footprints, as she is looking at, she has, I don't want to say an eidetic memory when it comes to various things, but she can recall information very, very well that she has read before, especially when it comes to crime scenes and criminology and things she has read in the past. So as she is kind of on the outskirts looking in, she does discover the first 2 bodies, because she is just that good with her forensic knowledge that she is able to kind of pinpoint where those bodies are, almost accidentally on purpose. So it is very interesting that Ava has this kind of uncanny ability to almost stumble across these bodies. But again, very, very good. And I was really, really impressed with this book. Like, did not know that it was going to, like, come out of nowhere for me. I was also just kind of peeking at some other people's reviews, and it seems as though a lot of people are on the same sort of page that I am. That that this is like a kind of a comes out of nowhere sort of book. It does take place in kind of the late 19 not late 1980s. It says it's mid May of 1981 in South Rubbery, South Birmingham. That's kind of where it's supposed to be set. Um, and so I think it's very well written. I think the mystery is well thought out and planned out. I do I don't want to say that Ava kind of reminds me of Miss Marple, but I want to say that she kind of does remind me like of a little old soul. She does do some things that are childlike, because she is still just a 14-year-old girl, but in a lot of ways, the way she thinks about things are very mature. Almost too mature, to the point that I would wonder if she maybe has a little bit of neurodivergency. Um, I know I do. I know I'm neurodivergent in some different ways, but she is so incredibly astute with her thinking that like sometimes when people's minds work in these unique ways, that I'm so very curious, and I love seeing it. But gosh, they have Ava's mom is not really the greatest mom, and Ava's mom's boyfriend is not the greatest boyfriend, and there is like he's always seeing a man about a dog, and then finally a dog shows up, which is good. I mean, hey, they finally get a dog, but just saying, a couple of things like that happen along the way. And Ava does have a best friend named John, who he's kind of like her Watson to her kind of Sherlock sort of personality, because she is very analytical, and so when she stumbles across like the body of a cat that has passed, she is looking at it very analytically, but she is very tearful. Like, she's got tears in her eyes. She is still very upset, but she's also looking at it in an almost clinical look as well. John is, on the other hand, he's very much like, he's like, you should leave it alone, like just leave it alone, like it's dead. And but he's a very likable, empathetic character, so I like that he's like a little bit different than her. He kind of balances her out a little bit in the best sort of ways. I think he's a good best friend to her. So I'm just kind of looking to see if I've missed anything else, if there's anything else I want to talk about. Let's see. Honestly, I in a lot of ways, I hope she never runs across another mystery to solve, because poor girl has seen enough bodies. She really has. She's seen enough bodies. Like, maybe once she's out of high school, maybe she can start solving some more mysteries. But goodness, like, as a 14-year-old, I think she needs a break. However, I would really, like, if this turns into a series, I could see where this could be a pretty cool series as well. Like, we could take this in different ways as well. I like Ava as a character. I think it's really interesting. And I liked the audio narration. I thought that was really well done as well, because the narrator did a great job, and Ava herself, as a 14-year-old, she has her own sort of she likes to do different voices and characters, which is interesting because I think the narrator also tries to do those for Ava as well. And I just really got into it. So overall, I definitely give it like about 4.5 stars, and would love to see what else comes out of this author. This was, from what I can understand and from what I just read to you guys, this was a debut novel, and I give it 4.5 stars. I read it very quickly. I was very eager to get it out to you guys, and I'm going to release it just a little bit early. It does release November 12th, but I'm going to probably release this episode sometime, maybe a few days before that, just to go ahead and kind of like put that nugget out there for you if you seem interested. I think it's a great murder mystery. I don't think I've given you any spoilers that are going to point you towards anything or anyone. Just know it's a murder mystery. So you got to find out who done it. And I love a good whodunit. I hate when somebody, like, if I have a physical copy of a whodunit book, 100% I am the person who will spoil it for myself. I won't spoil it for somebody else unless they ask me to. If they ask me to spoil it for them, I probably will, because I hate keeping secrets. I am so bad at keeping secrets. I am like the worst liar in the world. However, I hate spoiling a book for someone who doesn't want it spoiled. So, if I keep talking, I might just do that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking about it and let you go and find it when it comes out. And thank you so much for tuning in, for liking and subscribing. I hope you will subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next page. And please leave a comment, just anything down below. Maybe whatever your favorite genre is would be awesome. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys later.